Well, we're in chapter 2 in Revelation. So I'm going to read that to you today. And the first thing it starts out with is letters to the churches. Um, we talked about the read Revelation 1, talked about the candlesticks and stuff last time. But in Revelation 2, he starts talking to the churches that were started, and this was the churches that were way back right after the crucifixion, right when the church was new. But I truly believe, well, in Revelation is a book for the end times, and we're in the end times. um and the picture, I don't know, at least in my head, gets clearer and clearer every day how this stuff can actually happen, and you see it actually happening. um watch a lot of stuff with Israel. Israel's in a war right now. The Lord hasn't forgotten Israel. A lot of Jewish people are coming to the Lord. They're coming to know their Messiah, and they're all going to before it's over. And that's a lot what the Book of Revelation is about. It's about the Jewish people, and but it's about the world too. But anyway, let's read chapter 2. So. To the angel of Messiah's community in Ephesus write, Thus says the one who holds the 7 stars in his right hand, the one who walks in the midst of the 7 golden menorah. I know all your deeds and your toil and your patience and endurance, and that you cannot bear those who are evil. You have tested those who call themselves emissaries and are not, and have found them to be liars. You have perseverance and have endured for my name's sake, and you have not grown weary, but this I have against you, that you have forsaken your first love. Remember then from where you have fallen, repent and do the deeds you did at first. If not, I will come to you and remove your menorah from its place unless you repent. Yet you have this going for you, that you hate the deeds of the Nicolaitans, which I also hate. He who has an ear, let him hear what the Ruach is saying to Messiah's communities. To the one who overcomes, I will grant the right to eat the tree of life, which is in the paradise of God. Smyrna. It says, do not fear Satan's testing. To the angel of Messiah's communities in Smyrna write, Thus says the first and last, who was dead and came to life. I know your tribulation and your poverty, yet you are rich, as well as the slander of those who say they are Jewish and are not, but are a synagogue of Satan. Do not fear that you are about to suffer. Behold, the devil is about to throw some of you into prison, so that you may be tested, and you will have tribulation for 10 days. Be faithful unto death, and I will give you the crown of life. He who has an ear, let him hear what the Ruach is saying to Messiah's communities. To the one who overcomes shall never be harmed by the second death. Pergamum, beware the trap of Balaam. To the angel of Messiah's community in Pergamum write, Thus says the one who has the sharp two-edged sword. I know where you live, where Satan's throne is, yet you continue to hold to my name, and you did not deny your faith in me, even in the days of Antipas, my faithful witness, who was killed among you where Satan resides. But I have a few things against you. You have some who hold to the teaching of Balaam, who is teaching Balak to put a stumbling block before Bnei Israel, to eat food sacrificed to idols and to commit sexual immorality. Likewise, you also have those who hold to the teaching of the Nicolaitans. Repent then, if not, I will come to you soon and make war against them with the sword in my mouth. He who has an ear, let him hear what the Ruach is saying to Messiah's communities. To the one who overcomes, I will give him some of the hidden manna, and I will give him a white stone, and written on the stone a new name that no one knows except the one who receives it. I want to stop on this one. It talks about Balaam and Balak. Well, what Balaam did was, Balak wanted him to curse Israel. And so Balaam, he wanted to curse Israel, but the Lord kept stopping him. He would not let him curse Israel. And so finally Balaam tells Balak how to curse Israel. Basically, he tells Balak, will go ahead and you know, put temptation in their way, put sin in their way, and make them sin, and they'll basically will curse themselves. And I think I just see this happening right now in the church a lot. Sexual immorality, and those type of things. Well, and it even talks about here, Balak to, okay, in 14 it says, but I have a few things against you. You have some there who would hold to the teaching of Balaam, who was teaching Balak to put a stumbling block before Ben Israel to eat food sacrificed to idol and to commit sexual immorality. It's a big thing. I talked about this not too long ago, but sexual immorality it's a lot bigger than you think. It really is. It's one of the biggest ways the enemy gets to you. But go on to Thyatira. Do not tolerate Jezebel. To the angel of Messiah's community in Thyatira write, thus says the Son of God, who has eyes like a flame of fire and feet like polished bronze. I know your deeds and your love and faith and service and patient endurance, and that your last deeds are greater than the first. But this I have against you, that you tolerate that woman Jezebel, who calls herself a prophetess. She is teaching and deceiving my servants to commit sexual immorality and to eat food sacrificed to idols. There it is again. I gave her time to repent, but she refuses to repent of her immorality. Behold, I will throw her into a sick bed, and those who commit adultery with her into great tribulation. Unless they repent of her doings, I will also strike her children with a deadly disease. Then all of the Messiah's communities will know that I am the one who searches minds and hearts, and I will give to each of you according to your deeds. But to the rest of you in Thyatira who do not hold to this teaching and have not learned the so-called deep things of Satan, I place on you no other burden. Only hold firm to what you have until I come. To the one who overcomes and guards my deeds until the end, I will give him authority over the nations, and he will rule them with a rod of iron, as the clay pots are broken into pieces. Even as I have received from my Father, so will I give him the morning star. He who has an ear, let him hear what the Ruach is saying to Messiah's communities. So that was really good. And next time we'll do chapter 3, and that continues with the last of the churches. And really pay attention to what the Lord is saying to the churches, because that's to us. It really is. And as I'm reading it, I'm like, wow, this stuff is still going on. It's still going on. It's become actually quite apparent, I think, lately. I don't talk about it a lot. I have talked about it, just my experiences in churches, and I'm not against church. If you can find a good church, find a good church. Go to a good church. I have found churches that I felt were good, and were trying. That's kind of why I'm actually reading this, is because I haven't, except for that very first church I went to, I really haven't found a lot of churches even hardly talking about the book of Revelation. If anything, a lot of them are avoiding it. That's a big mistake, and that's a lot of the reason why I'm reading it. The Lord promises a blessing for reading it, and I'll take a blessing. That would be good. But I don't think churches are doing what they should be doing a lot today. A lot. I love you all. I bless you. Shalom.